Hello. Hi. Can you hear and see me? How are you? Finally, it's Thursday. Everyone can hear and see me? Yep, just type it in. Tell me if you were able to hear and see me, and then we can move on. Thank you, Sylvia. Hi, thank you. Thank you, Ivana. Okay, glad to see most of you here. Okay, so today's lesson, thank you. Thank you, Beata. All right. All right. Cool. Okay, so we can start. Today's lesson is more of I need your help. I need your cooperation for today's lesson, as this is about intermediate business English. And it's about, of course, very important, money. Okay? So that is our lesson for today. And yeah, I'm going to appreciate all your cooperation today. Let's move on. So we're going to talk about the pros and cons of using cash, credit, and online banking, right? And we're going to talk about later on the possibility of cashless society. All right? So let's start. Interesting, isn't it? Okay, let's continue. Now, I want to ask you, how do you usually pay for things that you buy? In your country? So normally here, it's mixed. In my case, it's mixed. I pay by cash, I pay by card, but not credit card, debit card. I use debit. And I pay online too. I use online banking as well. What about you? Here it's mixed, but generally it's more on cash here in my country. Yeah. What about you guys? How do you usually pay for things you buy? hmm It's okay. Maybe you can tell me. So credit card in this case for Anna, mixed in Poland too for Ivana. Mm-hmm. So 80% card, 20% cash. All right, I see. Well, apologies about that. It's quite hard for me to pronounce your name. I'm not sure if I'm going to pronounce it correctly. I don't like to have cash in my pocket. I usually pay by cash. Oh, I see. Okay, so normally it makes as well as I can see from your answers, cash or credit card, more or less. Okay, but usually more into card than cash, which is here different. 80% cash, 20% uh, 20% credit. Hi, Rosina. Okay, let's move on. Do you carry cash around with you? And if you do, how much? If not, why not? I do carry cash. It depends. Sometimes a lot, sometimes minimal. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So it's like a habit. Yeah, yeah, that's correct, Slavic. Mm-hmm. So, since most of you, I can say that uses card more or less, do you still carry cash or really no cash? I mean, you don't really use cash at all nowadays. Why not, if I may ask? Mm-hmm. Like Drazina said, pay by credit card. Yeah. So why not cash, if I may say? Mm-hmm. Well, here, the reason why we always use cash until now, it's because many establishments and many people here are being paid by cash normally, and it's not easy to get a credit card. Mhm. Using cards save time, don't have to wait for change, and that is correct, Anna. You're right about that. No change at all. Yeah, just use credit card. And you just need to pay for your monthly bill using credit, right? Mm-hmm. So, and I guess with the card, it's more comfortable. Yeah, you don't know why, but I don't like using it. Well, Slavic, I got you. That is also my feeling. It's comfortable, it's true. It has a lot of benefits, to be honest. But I don't use much of my credit card. I don't know why too. Sometimes, but not too much. According to Beata, it is simple to pay by credit card. So very minimal for cash that you carry around. Thank you. Okay, we can move on. So, how do you receive your payments or salary? Yes, I would like to ask that. Is it automatically debited in your account? Or is there still some establishments or company who still pays by cash? In an envelope? I don't know if you do have that in your country. Mhm. We receive our salary on account, so it's easier to pay by credit. Well, that makes sense, Sylvia. That's correct. Credit card is easier because I do not have to look for cash machine. That's correct too. Yep, that's right. So how do you usually receive payment? So normally it's on account. That's for sure, I guess. In Europe, I guess, yeah. As using credit card is worldwide now. Mm-hmm. So, yep, it is linked in your credit card. So normally you also do online banking, is it? Yep, into bank account mostly. Thank you. Okay, maybe we can move on. So here, let's talk about pros and cons about using the following. All right, using cash. Maybe you can tell me. Let's start with pros. What are pros of using cash? Mhm. Well, for typical local shops, I guess it's okay to use cash more or less. If you will buy actually at the street, I guess that's one of the pros. If you would like to help some, maybe, let's say, other people on the street, you can give some little cash. Maybe that's pros. I don't know. Cons, what do you think? For using cash, credit card, and online banking, you know exactly how much money you can spend. Using what? Like with cash, pros, yes, that's correct. With cash, I guess so. You definitely know the amount of money you can spend. That's for sure, because that's the only thing that you have in your hand. If you're always using cash, by the way. In that way, yes, correct. Thank you. In that way, I guess you can maximize the money and you can save because in your mind, you know that you only have those amount of money anyway. It's hard to find any pros of using cash. I guess it depends where you live, Slavic. Here, there's a lot of pros to use cash because of the local establishments that we have here. But yeah, maybe in your country, you're right. I guess so. I would like to agree with you because nowadays, at most establishments there in Europe have this terminal to use cash. And that's correct for online banking, Ivana. It can be risky. That's true. So that's cons. Yeah. Credit card, I guess we already talked about it, the pros and cons. Um, Bank doesn't know about your habits. What do you mean about that, Renata? Can you elaborate a little bit of that? Bank doesn't know about your habits. Mhm. So online banking can be really risky, especially if you're not using an application, I guess. Online banking, it's much better to use the app of the bank rather than just like trying to go on websites, let's say on Google Chrome and logged in, for example. I believe it's much safer to use their own application using your mobile. You have better control how much money you use. With cash, that's correct, Beata. I agree. Any pros and cons? Let's say credit card, of course, it's hard to control if you know that you have limit, the limit is so much. Let's say, for example, sometimes if we're not quite responsible enough, then we can spend a lot of money in terms of credit card. hmm Only if you use not secure Wi-Fi, you've got a point, yeah. hmm you have a point there when it comes to online banking, but of course, better be safe and better be safe than sorry. Let me say as much as possible, and it depends upon the bank. I guess it depends upon the bank that you trust. Yeah. There are some banks that can be trusted, and of course, there are some banks, local banks, let me say, that maybe they are just starting, and the security in terms of online is not that maybe secured like any other bank too. Of course, it's your identity, it's your money, right? And there are a lot of scams right now. Yeah. Thank you. Maybe we can move on. So here, another question. Let's imagine, right? What's your idea in terms of cashless society? Maybe you can tell me your idea with cashless society. Mhm. What do you think about it? We are under constant control. Oh, I like that, Slavic. Of course, we really need constant control in terms of credit card. Cashless society, really? Yeah, you're right. That's also my question actually here later on in Sweden. Yeah, that's also my question. In Sweden, yeah, they are already cashless society, and I believe also in Korea. So, what can you say about that? What's your opinion about cashless society? Mhm. So that's right. As of right now, according to record, it's Sweden and Korea. It's a country that's cashless. hmm hmm So, needless to say, we are already practicing it. We are already slowly practicing to have a cashless society, right? Like right now, with the new technology that we have, definitely we are already like using cards. As you've mentioned, very convenient. No need to wait for cash, fast transaction, a lot of things that you can do with card, let's say, and you just need to link that to your account so you can pay as well online. Very smooth, right? As long as, of course, you just need to uh, be careful, of course, in terms of, let's say, purchasing online, I believe, because if you were able to visit some kind of, let's say, scam website, like trying to purchase, and then they were able to get the information of your credit card, then boom, right? It's easy to control society because you cannot buy illegal products. That's correct. Of course. I also read about that. Every suspect transaction can be traced, and that's correct too. Well, not true that Sweden is cashless society. For that one, I'm not really sure. For me, it's difficult that my children are too young for having cars, and almost every day I have problem to find cash for dinner at school. Well, you've got a point too, Sylvia. You're right about that. Sometimes they need few cash. Let's say, for example, with kids. So with Sweden, with Korea, probably they are into the situation now that they're almost cashless society, almost there. Let me say it. While other countries are following that, they're already starting to be cashless, more or less. Yep, correct. That's right. So I believe imagining cashless society, Well, I just do hope that everyone, I mean, everyone we're able to manage to have cashless and just use card, let's say. But come to think of it, for some, let's say, teenagers who are actually studying away from home, right? Or let's say students, of course we need to, let's think of, how are we going to inform them or educate them about using card in a way that they're not going to spend a lot, right? So there are maybe a lot of things that we need to consider when it comes to that, right? So okay, thank you, let's move on. Do you think it would be possible to only use online banking? Um, Maybe yes, if you are already like in a community or in a country wherein almost everyone is with technology. Maybe I can say this mm, because in my country it's not so much yet for this kind of technology. Well, probably two thirds of my country, all right. One third of it is still not possible to use online banking, I suppose. Yeah, but then you think it would be possible to only use online banking? Maybe. Even when paying for your grocery, you'll try to do online banking. What do you think of that? hmm It's okay. Come on, type it in. What do you think of that? Mhm. Online banking. Well, I think that every bank needs to have a really secured website when it comes to, if it's going to be possible. Because of course, if you've got like a lot of money there in their bank, yeah, it's going to be their burden if something went wrong. So might as well you as an individual try to cascade your money, different banks, I guess, right? So whatever happened, you still have money in another bank. Well, do you do that or only one bank? What do you think when it comes to, let me say, as well availing their different online bankings? Yeah, it's all right. Come on, chat your opinion. If that would it happen, a lot of people lose their jobs. Well, possible even now, but what if something unsuspected happened? For example, electricity blackout. That's right. Or maybe out of data. Correct. That's right. Uh-huh. There will be like a lot of circumstances and factors, pros and cons too, in terms of online banking, I guess. It should be possible, but I think it's not a good solution. I guess all of the options, credit card, cash, and online banking, must be available, I guess, not just only one. Yeah, not just only one. Okay, maybe we can move on. Thank you so much for the cooperation. Okay, what impacts do you think if Sweden will become cashless society? So this is the one. Probably Sweden now is on the stage wherein they're almost cashless society, but still not yet, let's say, confirmed somehow. I'm not sure if that's the right terminology, or maybe I can say officially, okay, maybe that's the word, not yet officially cashless society, but they're almost there, I suppose. Yeah. So what impact do you think it will be, especially to other countries? It's not easy to find cash for buying some things like fruits and vegetables. If we're talking about like maybe local vendors on the street, Rosina. Yeah, you're right. I think it would be possible, but I think it's not a good solution. Yeah. So what impact do you think it will be if one country, okay, no, not about Sweden, if one country will become cashless society? What about other countries? Well, what's your idea about it? What's your opinion? Mm-hmm. Yep. Do you think it will be more negative or more positive? Mm-hmm. It would be more negative or more positive if you will just imagine one country become officially cashless society and other countries are mostly using cards, okay, credit cards, let's say, or online banking, cashless, let's say. So maybe little by little other countries will try to copy. Mm-hmm. Maybe, especially those countries who are rich in technology, I suppose. Yeah. But I guess it's not going to be that fast. It's not going to be that in a snap, maybe, because I believe that each government will try to think of the people, of course, the people's capability, if it is possible or not in specific country. I think any cashless society should be based on some blockchain technology. I like the idea, Ella. I know what you mean about that. Positive for government, for example, tax collection. You have a point. I think we shouldn't copy everything only because that's modern. You're correct about that, Slavic. Yes, we should not, right? There's a lot of different, it depends upon the country, it depends upon the society, it depends upon the government, it depends upon the standing, and the people and the ability of the people in that country if they can, right? Probably, of course, in Sweden, maybe it's because, yeah, most people there are into, like, say, they have like rich technology, I guess so. That's why there's a possibility that they can become cashless. Yep. All right. Very good. Thank you so much for all of the opinions. Maybe we can go on. Do you think this would be more? Oh, okay. I asked you about that already. We can move on. All right. And we're almost there with this money. So this is actually a very good, let's say, nice discussion, as this is something that's important to us now that actually we are working. It's not easy to earn that money, right? And thinking about uh, how comparing it, or let me say denoting it with the world right now, with technology, with gadgets, with cash, credit cards, and online banking, right? Well, do you have any questions? Any questions maybe? Don't forget, I'm not sure, I hope that you can see there's like an online, I put there some link for an online quiz, if I'm not, yeah, an online quiz that is actually about the topic for today. Later on at 6:30, I have another webinar. It's about general English intermediate. It's about past simple at 6:30 today. Well, I hope to see you all, right? Okay then, so I think that's all that we have for today. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. I'm going to ask, of course, you know it, poll question, all right? Let me ask that now. I hope you find my webinar useful, and later on, I hope to all see you actually on my next webinar. 6:30. It's about past simple tense, right? That's quite easy anyway, all right? Oh, sorry, I'm going to reset another poll. I hit it. So I hope that you were able to participate in another similar events in the future. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And anyway, right? See you again. All right. Goodbye. Good afternoon. Thank you.